Hi, if you're watching this in January 2026, Happy New Year. I know year after year, we're always so very excited for the new year for the most part. And I feel it as well. And I feel like this year is going to be different. So if you want to know how and why, stick around for the video. So hi, my name is Steph. Welcome to my sacred space. And today I felt called to talk about the oracle pulls that I pulled this morning. So like I mentioned in the intro of the video, it's the new year and I feel like as a collective, we're always very excited to try new things, to break old habits and whatnot. And I just feel like the cards that I pulled today feels very resonant to potentially whoever is watching. So yeah, let's get into it. So premise a little bit, let's backtrack a little bit. So like I mentioned, as I'm filming this video, I don't know when you'll be watching this, but hopefully it's around 2026 in general. But it's the new year, it's the Gregorian calendar new year, and like I mentioned, everybody gets so excited about New Year's and stuff like that and what we can do to better ourselves and whatnot. But sorry if I keep looking down a lot. I took notes so that I don't derail what I'm trying to say in this video. But so with 2026, I can already tell, and I feel it in my heart, that there was a lot of synchronicities in my life with this new year up and coming, especially astrologically. I've been watching a lot of astrology 2026 videos that pertain to my rising sign. If you know your rising sign, I highly recommend watching videos on that, because a lot of astrologers, if you're around this block of spirituality, have said that 2026 is going to be a different year. It's built different, 1000%. So I feel like I've been getting a lot of messages like that in general, and I've been watching 2026 collective astrology readings in general and stuff like that, and I just felt very called to pull a card. Like, it's been a while since I pulled for myself, and I've watched other YouTube videos or YouTubers that inspire me to want to pull cards and stuff like that. So this is where it leads me to today and this card pull. So the first card I pulled is from a deck that I feel very connected to, that I feel is very easy to read, because again, I'm kind of like a beginner novice level. It's called the Swatches of Chakra by Crystal Banner. And I really like this deck because it says that it's swatches of chakra. So the cards kind of look like Home Depot swatches, if you know what I mean. So these are some cards that it has on there and whatnot. So I find that really cool, and it has a keyword and the chakra correspondence on on the deck. So the first card I pulled from this deck is number 12, Decisions, and it's from the solar plexus chakra. So I feel like I got confirmation immediately pulling this card, because this morning I also did a guided meditation, and the meditation kind of like walked you through like imagining like the rays of the sun or the warmth of the sun like emanating from your chest and going outward, like going into your like body, your legs, your arms, and then it goes outward into the room, into the building you're in, and out to the world. So again, I feel like it's really timely that I pulled a yellow card having that meditation about the sun and the rays and the warmth, and like, you know, that really like good feeling that comes from within. I don't know if I said this, but this is the solar plexus chakra. So the solar plexus, we can start there. Let me pull from the guidebook. So the solar plexus, in general, if you're not familiar with it, is some of the themes that the solar plexus is associated. So the solar plexus would be like here, like around, like maybe like your stomach. So some of the themes is self-esteem, desire, instincts, gut feelings, powerful, and confidence. So this keyword, decisions, makes sense, because I feel like we make choices every day in our human lives. I feel like humans, we're always inundated with decisions, and yeah, like every day and stuff like that. And again, with all the New Year stuff coming up, or already it's the New Year, according to the calendar. It's just very resonant that life is full of choices. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes now, so I'm trying to piece it all together. So yeah, with the new year, we all strive to want to do better, to be better. So those are choices, those are decisions that we're making, that we're like, okay, like it's a new year, so what does this mean for me? You know, and stuff like that. And so I feel like when it comes to making decisions, sometimes when we set these goals and all of these things that we want for ourselves, for our loved ones, whatever, you have to make choices, you have to make decisions. And so the question that comes to mind when this card was pulled was like, okay, so it's the new year, you pull this card and whatnot, so what choices, what decisions are you going to make? Are you going to make the same old ones from last year, or are we going to release what no longer serves us and stuff like that? So I feel like this is very fitting on a collective level in general, just like, okay, we're entering into this new year, we're about to enter the spring equinox, which is really like the new year, you know. If you talk to any spiritual person, we know that's the real new year, like around March time. But yeah, like what decisions are you making day to day, and what choices are you making? And if you want to make all these decisions that allegedly will better your life and stuff like that, then okay, then what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna be about it? So I feel like that was just very timely. And I do have to say that I feel like when it comes to these New Year resolutions, whatever, you know, stuff like that, one thing that people have to remember is that change is very uncomfortable and growth is very uncomfortable. And because of that, I know it's very hard to make those type of decisions that, you know, in your heart of hearts, it's for your better. It's for your better good or your greater good, whatever. And yet we kind of get stuck in the same cycles and stuff like that. So I feel like whatever decisions you make for the year that are good for you, it will be difficult. It's not going to be easy. And again, I'm saying this to myself, and I feel like I should say this to whoever's watching, that it's going to be hard. And I've started to realize last year, like as we, again, everything's so collective and stuff like that. One thing I've been learning is one thing that might help with your decision making and your self-esteem and your confidence is truly giving yourself compassion. Because again, the past is in the past. Like, you know, you can run the same old stories again and again, but you can't go back now. And so you have your whole life ahead of you. And I just feel like when it comes to compassion, we can start the change from within, like internally. Because I understand life is always going to life, and it's hard to change our external circumstances. So if you can't control your outer variables, you can control what's happening here in your solar plexus, what's happening within, that light inside of you. Like I mentioned in my meditation, that warmth, that joy, that rays, like what are you going to do about it? You know? And so one way, and I feel like too that, again, it's hard for me to learn this lesson. I'm learning with y'all and whoever's watching, and you know, that when it comes to compassion, I know it's hard to give ourselves that, and it's very difficult. Like I said, if you're going to make that change to be more compassionate towards yourself, to give yourself more grace, like, you know, whatever the hell happened in your life, like, you know, only you have yourself to console. So, you know, I just feel like when it comes to compassion, like I said, I feel like this is very cliche to say, but I know that love is very powerful. And so giving that to yourself will work. Trust, because I'm learning that myself in my life and stuff. So like I said, when I pull this card, I just know that the decisions I make every day, again, these negative self-doubt, these negative thinking, these loops that I get stuck in, I have the choice to break out of that. And that is one thing I wrote in my notes too. Like, I'm trying to make it smooth, but it is what it is. I'm just speaking from the heart. But one thing to keep in mind is you have more power over your life than you think. And like I said earlier, I understand everybody's life is hard in that sense, that it's hard to externally change your things. But when it comes to you at the end of the day, and when you stare at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, you have more power over that person than you think. And that's heavy. Like, you know, just saying that, I feel like that's so hard to come to terms with. And again, decisions and what's it called, having more compassion for yourself and stuff like that, in the sense of like, yeah, when I look at myself at the end of the day, like, who am I looking at? What am I looking at? Am I proud to look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, like, that's MVP. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like, going back to the card, when it comes to New Year resolutions, when it comes to 2026 in general, and I feel like this year will be different for all of us as a collective, is when it comes to that, like I said, is to give yourself compassion, because you, like I mentioned, you have more power over yourself than you think. And I know it's hard to like battle those like thoughts, like I said, if you suffer from low self-esteem and things like that. But really, like, you have to like sit with yourself and be like, okay, if I'm uncomfortable with how I'm living my life, then what can I do about it? Like, it's so hard to like sit with yourself with that conversation, starting with that conversation with yourself and be like, okay, like, you know, I want to, going back to basic New Year resolutions, I want to be more fit. Okay, what decisions are you going to make? What decisions are you going to make to make yourself more fit? How are you going to start? What are you going to do? Are you going to do the same old things last year because clearly it didn't work? Right, things like that. So I just feel like, yeah, in order for this to be balanced and stuff like that, like, I think you really have to look at yourself and be real with yourself and realize, damn, like, the decisions I'm making, is it serving me? The decisions that I'm making, am I happy with them? Right. So one thing I wrote here as a metaphor is, when it comes to the new year and stuff like that and moving forward in your life and whatnot, I had this imagery come through when I was journaling and writing for this script. Is, let's say, if you believe in God, spirit, the universe, spirit guides, ancestors, whoever you believe in, spirit team, let's say them or your higher self or your self-esteem, whatever, let's say there's like a mountain in a distance that they're pointing you to. And like I said, like, your heart's desire as well, like, it's pointing you towards that mountain, and you feel it and they feel it. Again, your angels, whatever, they're like, hey, we want you over here. Like, it's really fun over here, and I want you to feel these blessings, and I want you to feel this love that's over here and this warmth. But the stuff that you have right now that you're carrying, the stuff the suitcase that you have right now, there's some stuff in there that can't get past this checkpoint. So I when I was thinking about this too, is like, think of it as like TSA, that it's like, there's some things that you cannot bring with you on your next journey. So thinking it like that it's like, let's say you're on your journey, on your path, and you're moving forward, and you see it. You're like, oh my God, I see it. I see my potential. Oh my gosh, how do I get there? And then you're at the checkpoint. And then whoever, spirit, yourself, you're like, oh, wait, if I gotta go over there, I gotta let go of this. I can't take this with me. And like, I don't know if it's an unfortunate truth, but a hard truth to come to terms with is this baggage that we have, this luggage, these thought patterns, these coping mechanism, defense mechanism, whatever you want to call it. Like, it did take you up to this point, and that's great and everything. But they're telling you, whoever yourself at this journey, like I said, at this checkpoint, they're saying, no, where you're going next, like, it's not gonna work the same way anymore. Like, the stuff that you had with you, whatever, if it's sustenance that it worked at the time, and once upon a time it did work, like, it expired, and you can't take perishable foods with you on this journey. You can't take whatever the case may be. So that's just a visualization that I had while writing this down, of just like, imagine like you're again on this life journey. You're like, oh my gosh, like, God, spirit, universe, they're pointing me over there, and my heart, and I feel it, and I know that's where I should go next. But all of this stuff that I have with me, like, I can't take it with me. They're telling me that this is no longer it's like a restricted checkpoint, I don't know, but also like, it's not what you need anymore. And all those like stories that you tell yourself, these narratives that you tell yourself, whatever you want to call it, it worked at one point. But if you want to do better, if you want to change, which again, very uncomfortable to change, we have to put an end to it. So that's what just came to mind of like, it worked at one point, but not anymore. Where we're going in 2026, where we're going moving forward, we got to cut it. Doesn't work anymore. The laws have changed. The rules have changed, and got to get with the program. So all of that from the first card, and I will read from the guidebook really briefly because I feel like maybe the guidebook will help put that into a nice bow from what I was saying. But yeah, so the first card being decisions, I just feel like, yeah, like again, new year, new me, right? So, okay, what does new year, new me look like? What decisions does that new year, new me do? And how do we get there? So the guidebook, it says, life is a series of decisions, both big and small, that shape our destiny. This card encourages you to pause, reflect, and consider your options carefully. And that's the thing that it's hard to channel, like, again, that confidence, that self-esteem when you don't have time to pause. And I understand life can be really hard. But when you do, like I said, have a time to look at that person in the mirror and sit and be like, what are we up to? What do we have to do now? What are we doing? Yeah. You could be at a juncture in your life where a decision must be made. It could be related to a multitude of things, including your career, relationships, or personal growth. So again, I'm speaking to the personal growth, but all of it. Like I said, we're human beings. We make a million choices a day. Pick which area of life you think that resonates with. Take the time to assess your options and their potential consequences. Remember, every decision comes with responsibility, and the best decisions are made when you are clear-headed and have a strong sense of self. So that is the key here when it comes to solar plexus chakras or whatever. Like, when you're again stressed and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I even do? Like, I want to get, like I said, I want to go over there, but I don't even know, I can't even see the journey from here. Like, what do I do? You gotta check in with yourself. You gotta check in with yourself and talk to yourself and realize, who am I? And if I'm that person, what would they do? What would they do on a daily basis? Or how do I know when I feel clear-headed? How do I know when I feel clarity on these things and whatnot? So yeah, best decisions are made when you are clear-headed and have a strong sense of self. While it's essential to analyze your options, don't discount your gut feelings, which can guide you towards the right choice. And that's the other thing too. How are you going to hear your intuition, that little voice in your head, God? How are you going to hear them if you don't even know what that feeling feels like? So you have to check in with yourself, and it's different for everyone. I don't know how. I can't suggest how you can test your intuition and test your gut feelings. Again, you have your life to look back on and be like, okay, the one time I didn't listen to myself, this happened. The one time I did listen to myself, this happened, and whatnot. So just think back to that and then start testing yourself in little things here and there, little decisions, big decisions, and see to go from there. Because I feel like, and I've learned this in society, that we're very quick to dismiss our intuition for whatever reason. Life sets us up for failure, whatever you want to call it. We always dismiss our intuition. And I feel like 2026 is the year where we stop doing that. Like I said, the journey took us this far with us doubting ourselves, with us feeling insecure and all that. And now God, or whoever you report to, is like, yeah, we need to fix that. We need to up that. We need to practice that more and stuff like that. So that's just what's coming to mind. So don't discount your gut feelings, which can guide you towards the right choice. Don't forget that. You have the answers within you, and I really believe that. You really, truly, whenever these thoughts are going like this, what do I really want? And just be quiet with it. And just find it. I don't know. Find it. Because this is the year that you have to find it. Yeah. Embrace this energy as a reminder of your power. Power. If that is a word that makes you uncomfortable, sit with that. Because it makes me uncomfortable. Sit with that. Sit with that and think, why am I uncomfortable with this? What's going on here? How do I get more comfortable with personal power, with my power? You have more. You have to believe that. I have to believe that. You have more power over your life than you think. If you don't believe that, sit with that. Keep sitting with that. Think, journal, reflect, and be like, why don't I believe that? What's going on? Why don't I believe that? We have been blessed, if you want to call it that. Allegedly, we have been blessed, or what's it called? We have been, I don't know what to call it. I feel like the word blessed is not the right word, but we have been blessed with free will. So, like I said, you have the choice at the end of the day to wake up and do X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. So, anyways, I keep derailing. Embrace this energy as a reminder of your power to shape your own destiny through your own decisions. Doesn't that feel nice when you're like, I got here because I got here. I got here because of me. I got here because I listened to my gut. I got here because I had the power. I got here because I had the confidence to be here. Wherever here is, think about it. You got yourself there. Isn't that nice to think? To shape your destiny through your own decisions. And then it has additional meanings if this resonates with anyone. Create a pros and cons list regarding the decisions you're facing. You will be presented with major decisions soon. Think about all the consequences before moving forward, and make decisions that align with your morals and values. So, all of that from this card. And I feel like that's very resonant for anyone and anybody. So, the last thing I want to mention, which I feel like if you don't take anything else, take these affirmations with you, because these cards, at least this deck has affirmations. But the affirmation for this card is, I trust in my ability to make the best decisions for myself. One more time. I trust in my ability to make the best decisions for myself. Doesn't that sound nice? I think we can all get there. Whoever's watching, you can get there. I trust in my ability to make the best decisions for myself. That'd be nice. To be like, oh, I got here because I trust in myself. Wow. So, that was card 1. Card 2 was from another deck. It is Ask Your Guides Oracle Cards by Sonia Choquette, if I'm saying that right. So this is the deck. And this deck is very like aesthetically pleasing. It's like broken up, like it has different categories, I guess, of different type of spirits or different type of guides. She has a book that goes more into like different guide types and stuff. So if you're interested, I can link that below as well. But it's like broken up into different stuff. But this is what the cards look like. So I feel like it's very like aesthetically. Oh, that's the card. Oh my god, I was looking for this card. But yeah, so that's what the cards look like. So I love it. I feel like it's so aesthetically pleasing. But anyways, so you might be asking, Steph, all right, decisions, blah blah blah. What decision do I have to make? What do you mean? Where do we even start? Like what, how, who, what? Yeah, like where do I start and what decisions in what area of my life? So when I pulled from this deck, the card that came out was number 3, Leap of Faith, and then the spirit type guardian angel. Wow. When I got this card, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, so this is the decision you want us to make, you want me to make, and I feel called to share this with you. So us, spirit, universe, whatever. And immediately I have to say, the leap of faith. I'll go into what I think or whatever, but the first thing that I have to ask you is, when it comes to a leap of faith in the area of your life, like when you think about it, ask yourself that. Ask yourself, what area of my life is spirit asking me to take a leap of faith? And the first thing that comes to your mind, that's your answer. Trust it. The first thing that comes to your mind when you ask, okay, what choices do I need to make? And, you know, I've been thinking about so many things, but really, on my heart's desire, what area of my life is God, whoever, asking me to take a leap of faith? And whatever comes through first, that's the answer. And I need you to trust that. I need you to trust that. So So that's the first thing I felt when I read the card, that I was like, oh, okay, leap of faith, where? There, okay, got it. So that's the first thing that I have to tell you guys. That is the answer for sure. But yeah, I'll go into the guidebook because I feel like I rambled. I'm trying to wrap this up, but leap of faith, it's very self-explanatory. And what I like too is that if this is categorized under guardian angel, I just love that reassurance that your guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guides, whoever you believe and whatever you believe that protects you on this earthly plane, they got you. Whenever you make this leap, whatever you jump to, they got you. Don't even think about it. Think about it to do it. But then what comes after, they'll catch you. And I find that so beautiful. I feel like that's whatever first came to your mind. I feel like, I don't know, this is kind of bold to say, but I feel like it's divinely protected. I believe that. Very divinely protected, whatever comes through first. So I like that. So yeah, I'll go into the guidebook now. So the keywords, it has a few keywords and I'll go into the meanings. So the keywords is intuition, certainty, which we talked about, from certainty, confidence, and risk. So you are guided to take a leap of faith and make a significant change in your life. Now I know what the answer is for me, and it will be significant. So I hope whatever came to you is significant, isn't it? This feeling may be prompted by your intuition alone. That gut feeling. If it makes no freaking sense, it's true. It's true. If it makes no sense at all, that's the truth. This feeling may be prompted by your intuition alone. There is no rational evidence to support what you feel in your heart. Like I said, no, doesn't make no sense. If you think it's the truth and you feel it in your heart and it's been sitting in your heart for so long, then babes, I think it's true. There is no rational evidence to support what you feel in your heart, ... Not yet anyways. Wink, wink. Nevertheless, your intuition is reliable and can be trusted. Trust yourself. That is, if anything, you walk away from this video before you click off or whatever, trust yourself this year. This is the year to take leaps of faith. And again, I'll go into this, I guess now I can go into it a little bit. With 2026, the first half of the year, Aries and Neptune goes into the zodiac sign of Aries. Aries, they are go-getters. They're trailblazers, they're trendsetters. They say, fuck it, we ball. And I feel like 2026 is the year to say to yourself in the mirror, fuck it, we ball. How am I gonna get there? How am I gonna do it? I don't know, fuck it, we ball. We're gonna do it though. That's it. That's the one. So, nevertheless, your intuition is reliable and can be trusted. Please believe that. Write that down somewhere, please. Your guardian angel, or whoever you think protects you, whoever, whenever, whatever protects you, your guardian angel encourages you to trust your heart and take the leap of faith you feel so strongly called to make. So strongly called to make. That's what I'm saying. Whatever came first to your mind, that's what you feel strongly called to make. Yeah. Encourages you to trust your heart and take the leap of faith you feel so strongly called to make. And then some more. So if it feels, I feel like at this point, if it feels resonant to you, take that with you. Do not ask those around you for their opinion. Only share your inner calling with people you are certain will support you. So keep that in mind. Male ojo, evil eye people exist. People who are envious, just keep that in mind. Or better yet, simply take the leap of faith you feel called to make before others try to discourage or stop you. And I feel like whoever feels called to that part of the message, if you know you have people in your corner that are not good for you, do it. Do it so you could prove them wrong. Do it so you could shove it in their faces and be like, and them to doubt you. Like, I'm pretty sure these are people who doubt you and stuff like that. Those people are like, oh, I don't think you can do that. Like, I don't know. And it's like, oh, I already did actually. I did it like 3 weeks ago and it was fun. Watch their face, bro. Watch their face. But Yeah, only share your inner calling with people you are certain will support you, or better yet, simply take the leap of faith you feel called to make before others try to discourage or stop you. Yeah. If you have people who whisper in your ear stupid things like that, shh. Either don't even tell them or tell them after the fact, but like, nah, it's already done. Whatever it is. Anyways, your guardian angel encourages you to go inward. Pause, reflect, right? Right. Your guardian angel encourages you to go inward and pray for confidence and protection as you move ahead. I'm telling you, do it, jump, and just be like, God, spirit, universe, you got me, right? And then make that leap. Make that leap. Because they're asking you, they're begging. I know they're begging in your corner right now, being like, oh my God, please, do it. Do it. So go inward, encourages you to go inward and pray for confidence and protection as you move ahead. And like I said, I think when it comes to listening to your gut feeling, your intuition, like, please remember you have to slow down a little. Because again, if you're at a fast pace and this and that, oh my God, how is God or whoever you believe in, how are they going to talk to you if you're like this? You need to slow down, slow your roll, pray, talk to them, whatever, and be like, okay, yeah, for real, like, what are we going to do though? What are we going to do though? So yeah, pray for confidence and protection as you move ahead. Ask the universe to reassure you as you go forward. And that's the thing. If you're a chronic self-doubter like me, please ask for reassurance every time they're going to hear you and they're going to send it to you. 1,000%. Just whatever you need. Just like, God, like, I'm going to do it. But when I do it, can you send me signs? Can you tell me that everything's okay, that you have my back, that this and that, like that, everything will be all right. So whatever that means for you, ask. Ask and you shall receive, right? Ask the universe to reassure you as you go forward. The changes you are considering will be the answers to your prayers. The leap you make will open a door to your heart's desire. I know I kept saying that throughout the whole YouTube video because, again, I read the guidebook this morning, whatever. But it's true. Whatever your heart is singing to, if that's the right phrase, give it that. Again, going back to what I said about compassion, give yourself that. If your heart is like, oh my gosh, like, I've always wanted to go on stage and do this, give your heart that. Give it compassion. Love yourself enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. You know, and I feel like, I don't know if this is too cheesy to say or whatever, but again, going back to my lesson on compassion, what I've been working on, again, tip, I hope if this resonates with anyone, is that the way I've been trying to make better decisions is I've truly been talking to myself with a lot of love. Like anytime I'm like, let's say doom scrolling, that's a chronic one. And I know I'm not the only one because you're watching this video, but whenever I'm doom scrolling, realizing I'm doing it, instead of being like, oh my God, like, here we go again, I wasted 2 hours. Breaking that and just being like, oh man, we've been on the phone for a little while. So whenever you're ready, like, let's put the phone down. Let's go somewhere else. You said you wanted to go do the dishes. Like, let's put it down for a little bit and let's reset. And I know I sound crazy. I feel like I sound crazy. Like, and again, if it helps to say it out loud in your voice, in your head, whatever, it feels silly. That's what I meant to say. That it feels silly to be talking to myself like that. Like if I'm a child, but that's what I need. And that's what, again, compassion to yourself. I'm my biggest critic. So to shush the critic, you have to be like, it's Steph, like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. I know we're working on it. We're working on it. Okay, you can't give up your phone by tomorrow, but we can give up 20 minutes of screen time. Give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, love, whatever. So like, it feels like maybe not talking to a child maybe, but talking to like a loved one, right? If you're a ride or die for your loved ones, be a ride or die for yourself, however that looks. So if that helps, I hope that's a good tip. But when it comes to, like I said, heart's desire, like give yourself that pep talk of like, okay, you know, this has been on my heart for so long and I always judge myself and I'm like, no, that's stupid, that's silly, like, let's not do it, you're never gonna do it, you're never gonna make it. No, let's try it, let's give it a try. And if it doesn't work, okay, let's pivot or whatever. So hopefully that makes sense to anyone. But you are safe. And the only real risk you face right now is ignoring your intuition and doing nothing. When I read that, I said, oh, okay. Got it. I said, oh, okay. That really Look, tears are filling up my eyes. Yeah, that hit. Because I don't know about you, whoever's watching this, I'm not good at taking risks. I'm not good at change. I'm not good at, I would prefer the term calculated risk. And even then, I don't take calculated risk. So hearing that the real risk is me sitting at my house doing the same shit over and over and over again and telling myself the same old stories, that's the biggest risk. And ignoring my intuition and doing nothing, that can't happen in this household. No, that can't happen in this household. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to have personal growth. I'm trying to get out of the situation that I'm at right now and things like that. So that really woke me up. And that's what led me to here. Spoiler alert, my leap of faith is this YouTube channel. So I'll get into it a little bit later about like updates for this channel and stuff like that. But yeah, let me read that one more time. You are safe. Please remember that. You are safe. When you're going to take this leap, you're safe. They got you. Your little angels, your whoever the hell you believe in, they got you. You're safe. And the only real risk you face right now is ignoring your intuition and doing nothing. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to little old, your inner child, your inner teenager, your young adult, your senior. Don't do that. So, and then the last thing is your guardian angel's message to you is go for it. Your angels go with you. You jump, they jump with you. I love that. They're like, yeah, we got you though. Let's do it together. Go for it. Your angels go with you. So I feel like going back to the new year and stuff like that, one thing to remember is when it comes to making decisions for the new year, for the new year, whenever you're watching this, when you're making decisions for a better you, no matter what time of day, what year it is, whenever you're making decisions for a better you, whatever your heart desires, take that leap of faith. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. And be like, damn. And like I said, look back in your life and look back on the times that you trusted your gut, that you didn't trust your gut, that you listened to other people and that wasn't the answer. Sit with that and be like, okay. So that way you can trust yourself more. And again, whatever you got to do moving forward to trust yourself more. Those exercises, like I said, at that point, I can't help you there because I'm trying to figure that out myself. But whatever you got to do to up this energy, to make this energy balanced. And I think the answer is right here. The start of here is here. So just some bonus cards. I don't usually do this. It depends on how I feel called or whatever, but usually I do look at the back of the deck for the energy and stuff. So at first I was like, I don't know if these cards make any sense or whatever, but I went along with it. So the first card, or back to the chakra, the back of the deck energy was number 28, Transcendence, and it's the crown chakra. So here's a little close up. So, I'm not trying to insult my intelligence or anything, but that's transcendence is a big word in the sense of like, damn, like that's kind of like, and with the crown chakra, I'll go into what it is, but the crown chakra is here. So what that means is, or what the energy, I forget how to describe chakras, I'm sorry, but if I'm appropriating or anything like that. But the themes, there we go, of the crown chakra, according to Crystal, is, it says awareness, connection to higher self, peace, what did that mean? Divine wisdom, enlightenment, and mystical experiences. So yeah, since it's up here, people think, like, again, I think it's supposed to be bottom up, but since it's right here, that's the closest thing to source. That's the closest thing to God. That's the closest thing to, so whenever you get downloads, that's divine wisdom. So that's the themes. And then for the card specifically, here's the overview. So the energy of transcendence is one of rising above the ordinary and stepping into a higher state of being. I feel like I kind of maybe went into that with the first card. Yeah, making decisions that are the better you, the happier you, whatever the case may be. One of rising above the ordinary and stepping into a higher state of being. So that's what transcendence is. To like elevate, to upgrade, to, and whoever's watching this, yeah, to be above the ordinary. I feel like if everybody stepped into their true selves, their higher power, like I think everybody would be elevated right now. And that's hard living in a place like Earth, but everyone has that potential, you know? And if they don't, then maybe in the next one. I don't know. I'm getting off track here, but this card is a beautiful example of the human spirit's ability to transform and break free from limitations. That's what I'm saying. These stories that we tell ourselves that I can't do this, that I'm never gonna, you know, be better, that I'm a piece of shit, whatever, like, you have more power over your life to break out of that and not believe that anymore. And I'll put an imagery of the card that I'm about to bring up, but it reminds me of the devil in the tarot cards, that when you look at the imagery, the two people that are chained up, they have such huge chains or like necklace chains or whatever, that they don't realize that all they have to do is just take it out. That's because, again, the power is within you. It's not in that big beast or whatever you want to call it. It's not in that guy. It's in you to break those chains, to break free from those limitations and all that, because, you know, all he does is lie and yap and make you believe that you can't do shit. But you have to look within and be like, that's not true. And then just break the chain. But yeah, this card is a beautiful example of the human spirit's ability to transform and break free from limitations. Write that down. That's important. Sometimes transcendence requires letting go of attachments. That's why I brought up the devil card. Because again, the devil talks about our vices and attachments and things that no longer, or it hurt us and stuff like that. So transcendence requires letting go of attachment. So going back to my mountain metaphor, or whatever is on the other side that you like, that's on the other side, you have to let go of those things that are attached to you. You know, you got to be like, oh wait, that's not my body part. That's like some other thing that I acquired and then I thought that was mine, and then you just gotta cut it off. I don't know, that's such a weird metaphor, but I'm trusting it. Transcendence requires letting go of attachments, whether they are material possessions, relationships, or outdated beliefs. I feel like I talked a little bit about all of that for sure. Material possession, like I said, any vices that you're like, oh my god, like, let's do something about it. Let's make a decision to find help, to seek help, to not. When it comes to material possessions, when it comes to relationships, like I said, setting it down and saying goodbye to it at this checkpoint, at the TSA checkpoint, be like, ooh, wait, this dynamic, I don't enjoy. This dynamic, they're telling me that you can't go over there with me. I don't know why, I don't know who, but I know why. You can't go. You gotta let them go. Relationships or outdated beliefs, and that's what I'm saying, going back to those negative thought loops and stuff like that. Like I said, at this point it served you, whatever copium, whatever defense mechanism, coping mechanism that you coped with, and that you're like, gosh, I'm never gonna be this, I'm never gonna be amazing, I'm never gonna, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. That's outdated. That expired. That perished. That's poison to you now. It was nutritious at one point, and once you opened the can of, let's say, chicken, whatever, it was nutrition for you at one point, but now you opened it and you didn't finish it, so now it's ugly and dirty and moldy, and we can't eat that anymore. It's actually bad for you now. I'm spitting. But sorry. Releasing what no longer serves you paves the way for positive changes and new experiences. Doesn't that sound nice? Don't you want to switch up? Don't you want to, I've already had this conversation with myself and be like, this is not fun anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired of myself and all these like stupid shit that I tell myself. I'm tired. Let's do something about it. Let's seek help. Let's not. Again, I'm not saying, again, I understand we have these, what's it called? If you want to say illnesses, whatever that holds us back. And like I said, seek help. Like if you truly think, again, this is it's an example that I'm at myself right now, so please don't feel offended. But if you feel like you have a mental illness, then go find a doctor, go find whatever, a healer, whatever the case that you feel comfortable with, and tell them, hey, I think I'm dealing with this. Can you confirm? And if I am dealing with this, shoot, what can I do about it? So that's what I mean. And I know it's not easy. So like I said, going back to what I said earlier, change is going to be uncomfortable. But if you're tired of the same old, again, new year, new me, okay, What are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? Releasing what no longer serves you paves the way for positive changes and new experiences. Yeah, I don't like to circle around the block that I've circled around the block so many freaking times, and I already know each like spot of the block, and I want something new. And I don't like the view anymore. I don't like the view anymore. Let's change it. So, anyways. Right. Limiting beliefs and the ego's grip on your life. Ego. I know that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I would want you to sit with that, because that's a whole nother story. But I would want you to sit with, what does ego mean to you, and how does it control your life? How you let it control your life, or how does it? Yeah. Limiting beliefs and the ego's grip on your life are things of the past as you rise above petty concerns and embrace a more significant perspective. Ooh. You have the strength and courage to break through obstacles. You have the strength and courage to break through obstacles and anything else that has held you back. Please trust and believe that. If you're watching this video, please trust and believe that you have the power to snatch it back and be like, no. Once you tell that thing no in a stern voice of authority, you're gonna be like, oh, my bad. Trust and believe that. Once you say, no, what the hell are you talking about? It doesn't have power over you anymore. You have the strength and courage to break through obstacles and anything else that has held you back. When this card appears, it's a symbol of personal and spiritual transformation. We like to see it. Embrace this path to greater self-awareness and inner peace. Decisions. And we're getting here, transcendence. We're trying to reach nirvana however we can, if that's the right way to say that word, or to use that word. And additional meanings. Little things no longer affect you. If this resonates with you, it's just additional meanings. Little things no longer affect on you. Little things no longer affect on you. That's what the book says. It doesn't sound like English to me. You've successfully overcome challenges and hardships. That's the key here. I don't know who I was watching or what I was watching, that you have 100% success rate of survival of the shit that you've been through. You're still here, right? You're still watching this video. You have 100% of success rate. And once my fucking perfectionist brain heard that, I said, oh, so I can be not perfect, but I was just like, oh my gosh, like, so I can do it. I can be that person, or I can like achieve that statistic, I guess, to hear 100%, right? Like going back to school, like it's nice to have a perfect A or whatever. So you being here at this moment right now, watching this video with me, you made it 100%. You made it so far. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So you've successfully overcome challenges and hardships. Detach from anything that is holding you back. Like I said, sit with it, pause, reflect, think about it. What's holding you back truly? And if it's yourself, how can we give ourselves more love? How can we give ourselves more grace, more compassion to say, okay, if I'm holding myself back with all these things, insert blank here, where can I start to release that and say that's not me anymore? I'm not identifying with that anymore, because it holds me back. Detach from anything that is holding you back, and you possess the tenacity and ability to rise above criticism. So again, if that resonates with anyone, cue them. So again, that was the back of the deck, so that's amazing. I feel like, yep, that's confirmation on everything that we mentioned. And like I mentioned, let me read the sentence one more time. This card is a beautiful example of the human spirit's ability to transform and break free from limitations. So the back of the deck on the other deck, number 44, limitation. And then the category or the spirits that are talking to us is nature spirits. Again, I just love when cards do this. And I love how this color scheme too, like side note, that they kind of match each other. I don't even know if I put the two other cards. Not that, I don't know. I feel like they do match each other too, but not a lot of yellow in that card. But anyways, I feel like this was confirmation. With these two, I was like, yeah, this is confirmation. yeah, this is confirmation. Sorry, that sounded distorted because the cards were in front of my mouth. But yeah, number 44, limitation. I just like the imagery too. Side note. Let me look. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna show you, and then you just sit with that one more time. I just like the imagery for this one. But okay, last thing before I wrap it up. So number 44, limitation. So the keywords is unfamiliar, arrogance, humility, and availability. So seek guidance from those who have gone before you. The road you are navigating has been traveled by others who know the way better than you. So ask for advice. They can show you how to proceed because they are familiar with your challenges and can share their wisdom. Ask for direction rather than fumbling in the dark, trying to figure things out and losing your way. So that resonates with anyone? The loving nature spirits remind you that we all have... The loving nature spirits remind you that we have all been beginners at one point, and it is essential to learn from those who know more than we do. There is no shame in not knowing what to do or how to do something when you find yourself in a brand new situation. So again, if you're craving new experiences and stuff like that, walk into that space and be confident enough to be like, yeah, I don't know anything, but I'm here to learn. I love that. That's admirable when people show up in a room and be like, hey, I don't know how to bowl, but this is a bowling lesson. I want to learn. Such a weird metaphor. I'm sorry, but that's what came to mind. But again, there is no shame in not knowing what to do or how to do something when you find yourself in a brand new situation. The problem comes when we refuse to learn from those with years of experience. See, I think it's a typo from the years. Sorry. The problem comes when we refuse to learn from those with years of experience due to stubbornness or pride. The nature spirits are here to help you take in new information. Exactly. If your noggin is so thick with, again, negative thinking, negative habits, negative vices, break through that noggin with new information and watch your shit shake. That's a threat. I'm sorry. With love. I say that with love. I promise. Sorry. The nature spirits are here to help you take in new information. You are being asked to do either something you don't know how to do or something utterly different from what you usually do. Take that leap of faith. I don't know how to do it. Why do I feel so called to do it? Fuck it, we ball. You'll figure it out. Break through this. Anyways, I'm trying to wrap it up. You are being asked to do either something you don't know how to do or something utterly different from what you usually do. Ask the nature spirits to help you be more flexible and receptive. Exactly, pray for that. Talk to whoever you talk to. Talk to the wall and be like, how do I break through that? How do I break through this? Ask the nature spirits to help you be more flexible and receptive so you can quickly absorb new information and apply it. It will relieve the problem. I love that last sentence. If you're so worried about, I got 99 problems, whatever, ask to be more flexible and receptive. And that's going to help the problem. So your nature spirit's message to you, listen and learn from others. They make it easier for you. So to wrap it up, I think overall 2026 astrologically, like as above, so below, in the sense that we're about to enter a new era permanently because all the planets have been doing this weird back and forth for a while now. Excuse me. And now they're permanently in their signs for the foreseeable future. So Saturn will permanently be in Aries for the next 2 years. Neptune will be in Aries for the next 14 years. Uranus will be in Gemini eventually for I don't know how long. That's a long one. And then one thing to mention too, going back to, again, as above so below, I'm trying to put astrology into it. I don't know why. I just feel, again, new year, new me, 2026. That's what I said too, that I said 2026 will be different. And this is why, because of what's happening astrologically. But I think what's more confirmation is, like I said, all of those planets are changing. And when it comes to divine protection, like I said, and having that cushion, believing there's a cushion when you leap, believing there's a net when you leap, that net is that Jupiter in Cancer for the first half of the year, for the last 6 months of the transit, because it started 2025 summer 2025. Believe that Jupiter, and again, if you don't know shit about zodiac, just about zodiac signs and astrology, like just trust me when I say that Jupiter is transit in Cancer right now is a cushion. I believe that. It's a cushion for you to fall. And again, if Aries is you don't want to be pushed, right? Aries is going to push you. So if you don't want that to happen, you're going to leap. But those planets in Aries or whatever, they're going to push you. And when that happens, you have to trust that Jupiter in Cancer. And Jupiter is going to go in Leo as well. And Leo's that fiery, like I said, that warmth. Like, if anybody's interested in that meditation I talked about, it's in the Chani app. And you have to get the premium, sorry. But I think the meditation was strength or something like that. But again, Leo in the sign, Jupiter in the sign of Leo, and Leo's ruled by the sun. Again, that radiance, that joy, that creativity, that like, the spotlight on me, like that's gonna happen in the later half of the year. So just trust and believe that Jupiter, and again, I might be butchering this, but you gotta trust me that Jupiter is that cushion for these two signs. I would say it's the net, the safety net at the end of the day for 2026. At least I can only speak to 2026. But yeah, that's how I see it in my head when I was writing this stuff down, that all of those transits and those planets are going to be in their new signs and stuff like that. But Jupiter in Cancer, at least for the 6 months of the year or whenever before it goes into Leo, it's that cushion that we all need probably. Because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, that's where I'm getting that information from. And then Jupiter in Leo, I think does great as well, kind of. Because, you know, we're going to be ruled by a sign that's ruled by the sun. Anyways, I'm rambling. But yeah, so that's what I believe, that I feel like 2026 is different because of that astrologically. So therefore, this new year, new me, going back to my title, are you for real? And I think this is your year to be for real, to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, yes, I'm being for real. Tell God, tell your ancestors, tell spirit guides, tell even if you don't believe in anything, say it out loud to yourself. 2026 is going to be the year that I mean it. I'm going to shed the old person and I'm going to cocoon anew, I guess. But anyways, that's all I had to say. I hope that resonates. This is going to be a very long video, but if you're interested, I'll get into like the future of this channel and stuff like that. But if you're going to click off here, then I do have readings on my Ko-Fi, just one card, 2 card, and 3 card readings. So again, beginner, newbie here, or newbie, novice, whatever you want to call it. I'm still trying to practice and stuff like that. But if you're interested in getting a reading from me, like if that really resonated with you and stuff like that, like, you know, my Ko-Fi is gonna be in the description down below. But yeah, if this is where you're gonna leave me here, then great. But I just wanted to talk about, again, the future of this channel. So like I mentioned, yeah, I think this was a huge message for me, taking that leap of faith, and that is this channel. And I want to promise myself to upload whenever I feel like it. I just need to get into the habit of uploading, because again, I've never edited videos, I never uploaded YouTube videos before and stuff like that, so I'm new here. And again, I'm not afraid to be new, but because I'm new here, I think I just have to get used to just uploading and just leaving it at that, minimal thumbnail, minimal all of that. Because if you see my first video, so I'll link it below as well, and my first video is very like, I think ideally the future of the channel would look like that eventually, like once I'm good with editing and stuff like that, but that took me months to finish. So there is that. So again, just to get into at least the consistency of uploading, I'm just gonna try it as minimal as possible, as little as possible, just, you know, whatever, and then working backwards or whatever the case may be and stuff like that. So I'll try to be more present on this channel, and hopefully that can lead to either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the case may be. I don't want to abandon this channel, because I have to take the leap of faith, and I have to tell the universe, and I have to show the universe I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass right now. Yeah, so I hope y'all, whoever is here at this point, please like and subscribe for more. Like and subscribe, and if you're willing to see how this journey unfolds for me, thank you so much. I'm interested too. I don't even know, like I said, that mountain is 50 miles away, and like it looks far, but I gotta start walking. So, and I feel too overwhelmed. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, thank you so much for hanging around. Please like and subscribe. If you're interested in getting a reading from me, Ko-Fi. And there's more information in the description about, like, the decks anything else I mentioned and whatnot. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully, not hopefully, I will see you later. So, bye.